They've done Mariana Cross, they've done Square Hammer, they've done Cirice, but did you know there's a ton of other cool riffs in Ghost discography that you may have forgotten about? And today, we're going to learn 5 of them and see how they'll make you a better guitar player. We've already done easy Ghost riffs and we've done hard Ghost riffs, and now we're going to learn some that may have slipped your mind, but they're equally as cool. You already know the drill. You've watched the other 2 videos. Grab your guitar, tune to D standard, and let's get right to the first riff. The riff we're going to start with is one of the last songs, well, not the one of, it is the last song on Meliora. It's Deus in Absentia. I've never been good at pronouncing Latin. I'm going to pronounce it like the most American way. Deus in Absentia, the bridge riff. It's a very cool riff. It's the coolest part of the song. And what it's going to do is it's going to teach you how to play these like 9th chords, which I think are the coolest sounding chords. They sound very open, and I like them. And you can hear them in my new song, Bristol, which is out on all streaming platforms now. Sorry, my manager told me to say that. My manager wants me to slip all those little ads into the videos, so... Anyways, let's learn the Ghost song. They don't really play it live. The live recordings I've heard, they play it differently than what I hear is going on the album. I'm going to show you what I hear on the album and how I learned it. I'll show you how they're kind of playing it live too if you want, but let's focus on the studio version first. We're going to hit the open E string. We're going to do this thing called a slide to nowhere, which I really need to make a full lesson on at this point. What that means is you're kind of going to pick a fret. Our target fret is 9. You're going to, let's go to 7, and you're going to start by pressing the note down, and as you hit that note, you want to slide it up to 9. So really, we just want to hear this 9. But when we do that slide from nowhere, it gives it a little bit of zest, a little bit of something else that we really like. From there, we're gonna hit 9 on the G string with our pinky, back to 9 on D. Stretch that pinky out to 11 on the G string. Back to 9 on D and back to 9 on G. And then back to 9. So that first part is... Now you're saying, why can't I use my normal power chord fingers? And you can. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just setting you up for what's to come, which is this C chord here. So we're going to now go down to the 3rd fret of the A string. And we got to duplicate all this. And you can't really only use your pointer and your ring finger for that because it kind of kills the vibe, and we don't want that. So work those fingers. You're basically playing your octave power chord. Up, up, up. It's the same pattern, except now you're on 5 and 7. The first time around, they just hit these power chords. It's a G power chord, 3rd fret of the E string, twice. 5th fret on A for D. That's your first time through the riff. Second time through, it starts the same. Now on the record, they hit this power chord twice, G. And then it's like this, like, slide. You're gonna slide. I do it from the 4th fret to the 7th fret on G. And then hit that 9 on D. Again, another, it's like a slide. That's not as much of a slide to know. You do want to hear that 4 in there. Just a little bit, though. And then there's like this cool little turnaround part. They're basically outlining the major chord. On the A string, 5, 5, 9, 5, octave, so 7 on G. Back to that 5 on A, and then 7 on D. That looks like this. You could very much save your fingers a lot of stretching and do this. I just like playing it this way. Because it kind of sets you up to play the next part. Or rather, go back into that. Based on how my fingers are. Because I'm keeping that power chord shape, and if you notice how I play this part, I'm using my ring finger there to emulate how I'm doing it down here. You can play with the open strings, which would be open, open, 4, open, 12, open, 7, open. Then you gotta kind of do like a little switcheroo. I don't know. That's how I taught it to myself. Anyways, that's the studio version. Live, from what I've heard and what I've looked at, because some of the videos it's hard to get like the proper frequency spectrum, they just double that pattern they've been doing for the power chords. That's not in the studio version, but it sounds kind of cool. It's got like a Police vibe. It's like evil every breath you take. Every breath you take, every move you make, Satan's watching you. That's the vibe if you do it that way. All right, so this next riff we're going to cover is not from like a not popular song. It's actually a very popular song. But I just think it's one that, I don't know, it doesn't get the love that it should because it's like one of the best Ghost songs. It might actually be my favorite Ghost song. But it's the end riff of Rats. You know that one at the end where it's... That one. You might have forgotten about that riff. I didn't, because that's my favorite Ghost song of all time. And it's going to make you a better guitar player for the same reason that another riff later on is. Actually, a lot of these kind of fall into the same thing. But what makes this a good riff to know is because it's basically, how I imagine this went down is Tobias Forge was like, I want to write a riff that uses all the notes. And that's what he did. I learned all these by ear. Rats was no exception. Back in 2018, when that came out, I was jamming with my friend and we were trying to do Rats. And I don't think I ever played this riff the same way twice for like months. It is such a tongue twister, but it's all power chords and it's really not that hard once you just like kind of memorize the order of it. So let's check it out. I'm gonna roll. Ooh, I just hit my camera. By the way, I'm doing a new camera setup. I'm trying to get like a sharper, more modern, sleek look, if you will. So now I'm shooting the iPhone in 4K, and now I'm using this GoPro 8 that I've had for eons, and I just finally took some time to research in what's the word I want to use now? My brain's not computing. My 3-month absence from YouTube. One of the things I wanted to do was learn how to shoot better. So I did a lot of research on that. And I don't know, you guys let me know if it's paying off. But this is a GoPro 8 that I'm using, and it looks better than it ever has. So you're going to start with an open E power chord. Then you're going to go to the 3rd fret of the E string, play power chord there. Then you go back to the open E and play power chord there. Then keep this pointer finger here. It's not a tough trick. A quick trick for you is if you keep this exactly how it is, all you have to do is drop that ring finger on 4 and you're already going to get the next power chord, which is B, 2nd fret of the A string. We hit an open, and then we're going back to the E string. Then we're going to play 3, 2, echo that up on the 7th fret of the A string, but we're going to go 7, 6, open E, 7 on A, 7 on E. Another open E string in between there. 3rd fret on the A string. If it's easier for you, you could hit it here on the 8th fret of the E string. It's the same note. They don't teach you that in school. Your guitar teacher probably wants you to like learn the modes and all that stuff. That's crap. You can play it here. You can play it here. I don't care. We're going to go to the 1st fret of the A string. We're going to play that power chord here and go right down to the 1st fret of the E string. So that riff slowly goes as follows. You want to do this thing, you're not really, I mean, you're palm muting it, like, a lot. But the chords are coming through clear. Palm muted at your discretion. As I've said earlier in the video, there's a couple other lessons in this series. There's easy ghost riffs, there's hard ghost riffs. Depending on where you're at, some of these in this video might be very easy for you, or they might be a little challenging. If they're a little challenging, go check out the easy riffs. They're also a lot of their like big hits. They're all pretty pretty easy, so that kind of works out well. If you want something a little harder, because this is a walk in the park, check out the harder ones. If you want a full lesson video, scroll through this playlist, because I've done quite a bit of ghost guitar lessons, and maybe the song you're looking for is in there. I know I have a little bit of a different teaching style than a lot of people on YouTube, because I kind of talk you through it like I would teach one of my one-on-one students. And yeah, maybe that works for you. So do yourself a favor and go through that and hit that subscribe button, because we like Ghost on this channel. We actually love Ghost. We have an unhealthy obsession with Ghost on this channel. Back to the lesson. Here's riff number 3. This is another riff that I want to go over because you probably forgot about it. It's kind of an underrated song. They did play it live for the longest time, and it is on Ceremony and Devotion, and that is Goulet, Zombie Queen. Because we're in D standard, you're going to go to the 2nd fret, and you're going to play one of those octave power chords. So you have your pointer finger on 2, your ring finger on 4, and your pinky on 4 on D. So it's E, A, and D. It's all down picking to get that sound. And what's cool about it is it's like down picking, but not in the traditional like Metallica sense where it's just heavy like thrash metal assault. It's got like a groove to it. It's a slower down picking riff, so you can practice your down picking if you're new to it. Even full speed is kind of slow. Notice how if I play it alternate picking, it's got a totally different vibe to it. Yeah, we don't want that. We want the down picking exclusivity of it. It's 2 for each note, and you're just going up and down the power chord, kind of like a mountain, like you're up and down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Or if you want to think of it, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And if you want to play along with like the moon is full and shines in evil, ghastly, or whatever, I don't know what the lyrics are. But that part, basically you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and so it's only 3 measures. Go up and play a power chord on the 5th fret of the A string, 5th fret of E, go to 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and slide up to 7, down to 2. And that's how you play Goulet. Okay, you still having fun? If you are, hit that subscribe button, because we like to have fun on this channel. And if you like having fun, you're going to want to see what else is coming. This forgotten Ghost riff is from their first album, Opus Eponymous. It's called Elizabeth, and it's the verse riff, and it goes like this. The reason why this riff will make you a better guitar player, as I untangle my cable here, is because it's just really fun to play. I mean, it is really fun to play, but it teaches you how to go like all over the fretboard, because we're not singing that box. We're kind of playing like all over the place. We're playing not notes that are typical to that key, which would be G sharp minor, I guess. And it's just a fun riff to play. There's no real rhyme or reason why I think it's going to make you a better guitar player, other than I just know it will, and you should learn it because it's fun. And that's all that really matters, right? You have this 4th fret, which is not really it's a metal key because we're tuned down, so that is F sharp. That's Crazy Train. But we don't usually play the 4th fret in metal. That's like stupid. Anyways, enough of my bitching. Let's do this. You have this power chord. So you're going to play the power chord we're going to count 16th notes, which are 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. And that's a lot of syllables. And you just got to deal with it, because that's how I'm going to teach it to you. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So it's actually just one measure, and it's 16 notes in said measure, because they're called 16th notes, but it is just a measure. So I'm not playing power chords the whole time. It's power chord, single, 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 power chord, single, 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 single. And then we have this little hammer-on riff. So it's 4, 6 on E, 5, 7 on A. We do that first part again, and then the echo to that, all in the E string, 4, 6, 3, 5. When the vocals come in, Underneath the countess of the sunny sky. I don't know the words. It's the same thing. And then we go up to the 6th fret. We play a power chord on the 7th fret. Back to 6. 6, 7, open. 3 on A. And then we go back to the main part. So the whole riff goes like this. That's how you play the verse riff for Elizabeth. It's a tongue twister of a riff, kind of like Rats was, except the difference is Rats is all power chords, and it's a lot simpler than this riff. This riff is more fun to play for me. Excuse me. That was my salmon fillet that I had earlier, because I'm rich now and I can afford salmon fillets. That's a bold-faced lie. Subscribe so I can afford fish, and also stream my music so they can give me fractions of pennies, so that way someday I can afford to eat fish. That's how you play the verse riff for that. Wow. That's how you play the verse riff for Elizabeth. That is a tongue twister. That's gonna be a piece of merch. That's how you play the verse riff for Elizabeth. That you could say that, you know you're sober. Note from the editing staff, which is me. No, basically I'm editing this video and I'm realizing that my guitar neck is cut off in some spots. So I just want to show you really quickly on the acoustic how to play mainly Elizabeth. I'm going to tag these just so you can like follow along if you really can't see it on the guitar. But this is the Elizabeth riff. We got one more riff for you to learn tonight, and we got to tune the drop C. I'm sorry this video looks very inconsistent. I'm like really learning this new setup. The good thing about this is once I master this, the videos are just going to crank out. Cranking my hog all day long. Let us not divert our attention from those distractions around us. Let us learn the last riff. It is See the Light off of 2018's Prequel. It is the only song off of that album that they have not played live, and there's really only one riff in it, and it's this one. And then the other guitar does this. It's beautiful. I love it when guitars intertwine like that. And it's pretty simple. And it's nice because you're playing in drop C. I don't know. I don't know why it'll make you better guitarists, but it's definitely a riff a lot of like the mainstream Ghost fans I don't think know. So we're going to learn it. And this is See the Light. I think you can see this one a little better, but just in case, like I want you to at least get it. And the other guitar does this. Both start the same. Chug that low E string. You're going to slide to nowhere from this 5th fret to the 3rd fret. But you want to hear that 5 in there a little bit. That's what you want. And then you're going to go right back to the 5th fret from the 3rd fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you want to chug that low E again, or now it's a low C. The one guitar you're going to play, well, actually both of them are going to play this. You're going to be 4 on the G string and then 5 on the D string. One guitar will go down to 5 and 5 on A and D, which is why I'll be using my pointer finger and my middle. If you watch, all I do is I lift it, and now I use my middle and my ring for 5 and 5. The other guitar is going to go from this shape that we just did, 4 and 5, to a power chord on the 5th fret of the D string. And I'm going to use my pinky just to hit that because my middle finger's already there. Now, harmony 1 is you're going to bar 8 on the E and B string. Starting on E, you're going to pick E, B, ring finger comes to 10 on G, to 9 on G, and then you just play these 2 barred chords again. The other guitar is going to do as follows. You're going to hit 10 on the G string, 10, 9, 7, come down to 10 on D, and then you're going to play that 10 again, but you're going to play it with 9 on the G string, so you get. So I'll do it slowly, twice. The first time will be guitar 1 part, and the second time will be guitar 2's part. That's how you play See the Light. Thank you guys for checking out the video. If you like this, be sure to subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions of what you would like to see on the channel in the next couple of months, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Please feel free to DM me on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. I'm open to all your suggestions. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out. Retro